Check this out.
Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey sports, life for the adult athletes.
Yeah.
Powered by the Beer League Players Association.
Better follow me.
Follow us at BLPA Big Show on every social media outlet. Follow the crew on Twitter at Nicker Jones and Trish at Trish Dangle.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Welcome to the greatest hockey show in the world.
Good week, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great week. I'm sitting here in the Dex Express in the parking lot of a rink in Madison, Wisconsin. We were here for a tournament last weekend, but we have another one this weekend, a special one, a military draft experience, or I guess military appreciation. I don't want to just say we're drafting military players because that's scary for them, but lots of cool things going on. I'm glad you guys are with us. Trish and Dan, how you doing?
I'm great,
Okay.
man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm about to pop one.
Ooh.
There it is. There it is.
Didn't even hear that.
Oh, dang it. Well, I did pop one, and it's like a spotted cow. Like they sell it, like they can only sell it in Wisconsin. Like they're like
Yes.
dubbed as a microbrewery, so they can't take it across state borders. So there's like signs up at the borders that say things like, "Hey, we sell spotted cow," and people buy it by the boatload, and it is delicious.
Yeah,
It
New
is-
Glarus is the
Wait.
company that makes it, and you can only get it in Wisconsin, and it's fresh. Like they have a lot of great brews. I know some people that like just don't care about it because they think it's just fine, which is whatever, to each their own. But I like it. I think Spotted Cow specifically is refreshing.
Sweet. Well, tell them where they can find us, Trish.
You can find us anywhere you get your podcasts. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Castbox. Really, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us. So you should subscribe. You should also rate and review us so other people can find us, because that's really how those algorithms work. And we'd be super excited to get your reviews. We want to hear what you think about us, and make sure you're rating us 5 stars only, because we all know that that's what we deserve. And then,
Hey.
of course, what?
Did you say Cashbox? Cash?
Castbox.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like that song, "The Caliph Don't Like It, Rock the Cash." I thought that's what it was. Anyway, you probably don't know that song.
All
I
right.
do know that song. Wow,
Oh, okay.
rude.
I thought that's what you said. I was like, wow, they
No,
can
no.
find us in the Cashbox. Wow, okay, cool. Okay, Cashbox. Gotcha.
Castbox. It's a podcast catcher. So if you listen to podcasts there, we're there. Follow us on everything at the BLPA, and you can find Dan at the Danny Vibes on Twitter. I'm Trish Dangle on Twitter. Nick is Nicker Jones on Twitter, and the Nicker Jones on Instagram. Make sure you go toss us a follow on each of those and see what we're up to.
I'm getting blasted on Twitter right now.
Why? What did you do?
I just posed a question, and apparently, people think that posing questions is a reason to be hateful and mean. But it was
Okay,
a
but what
legitimate,
kind of stir the
course.
pot question did you
it's
post?
legitimate. It's a legitimate question. Okay, the question is easy. Are the Tampa Bay Lightning ever going to win a non-controversial Stanley Cup? 2004, the puck was in. The Flames should have been Stanley Cup champions. That's just the way it is.
Flames should have let it go to Game 7.
In 2020, they're in the bubble. Not saying that's uber like controversial, but it wasn't a traditional Stanley Cup win, so there was some controversy around it. And now they're $19 million over the cap, and I'm not saying
$4 million
that's
over the cap.
I'm not saying that it's
Just saying.
illegal. I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm saying that it's Bush League is what I'm saying.
No,
And
it
hey,
is not Bush League.
And that's just controversial. Just because something is technically legal doesn't make it right in my book. And I
Talk to the
tried
New
to-
England Patriots.
I tried to prove that with a statement on Facebook, and I got banned for 7 days for that, trying to prove that.
That's what
when
it
I did
was?
nothing wrong. Yeah, I said, okay, if just because it's legal doesn't make it right, make it right. I mean, if you look at it, there's some places in the world where honor killings, meaning someone in your family can kill a woman that dishonors the family, and it's legal. That doesn't make that right. And then Facebook said, well, you were bullying and harassing. And I'm like, I didn't bully anyone. I just said there's certain parts of the world where this is legal, and I was asking if people thought that was right. I wasn't bullying anyone, but nonetheless, what I'm saying is just because the NHL says, "Oh, they how do you say? I guess abided by the rules," that doesn't mean that it's right. I think it's Bush League. I think it's unfair. But what am I going to do? I just posed the question. I'm not a Tampa hater. I don't really give two shits as long as the Oilers don't win the cup, since my Flames are so bad. So that's just
Well, we
posing
know
a
that'll
question
never happen.
and getting beat up on Twitter. And I it's a little bit unfair. I've been called an idiot, which is true. But I mean, I like when people say that to me in a nice way, not in a derogatory way.
That was a lot.
So
You
Yeah,
really
I think
jumped
it's a
right
good
in
question.
there.
I don't think
it's a big question.
any of their cup wins except for 2004 was controversial because of previous statements. Like, they have a good GM. The GM used the rules the same way every NFL team is getting around the rules this year with their voided years bullshit. Like, if it's in the agreements, you're allowed to do it. Is the rule going to change, and should it? Yes. Holy shit. Like,
I get it. I get
Come on.
that, Dan. I said that.
like this is a rule. The rule's
said
going
they
to change
didn't
next
break the
year,
rules,
right?
But they didn't break any rules, is what I'm saying. I just think them doing it as Bush League. I don't, just because they didn't break any rules doesn't mean it's right. And I think it's a little bit unfair.
They're playing the Islanders right now, who did the same thing.
In the greater scheme of things, does it matter? No. But
No.
the fact that Okuch was allegedly ready a month ago, but they held him out. That's just, it's Bush League. Like, is it wrong? Not technically, but if he was ready to play, but they kept him on the IR until playoffs, so they wouldn't have to get rid of any players. That's a shitty look, is all I'm saying. And
I don't think it's a shitty look. Like, him being able to skate in the morning skates and him being ready for physical contact are two different things. And he is saying that he wasn't ready to play until the start of the playoffs, which is like, we're never going to get the true story.
He was ready to play game one, no stopping him. Like, we didn't have to take it easy. Yeah. That sounds plausible.
I mean, they thought there was news that the Islanders were going to get Anders Lee back tonight from long-term IR because he's been skating for weeks, but he's not quite ready apparently.
Yeah.
But that puts them over the cap just like Tampa. But the rules are, I mean, first of all, terrible. Like, how does no one see this loophole?
Well, what?
So are we moving on from NHL talk now?
Yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time. I just wanted to say I posted this question, and I've been called a lot of dirty names, and I'm just posing the question for argument's sake. I think it's Bush League. I'm not saying that they should take away the Stanley Cup from last year. They should take it away from 2004 and give it to the Flames where it rightfully belongs. But that's just my take as a Flames fan. But I think it's Bush League this year. Okay, let's talk about other stuff.
Let's talk about Patreon and our wonderful sponsors, Nick.
Yes, let's talk about Patreon, our wonderful sponsors. If you haven't checked them out, big supporter of this show. Big BLPA guys. Hockey Wolf. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, oh.
HockeyWolf.com. They provide gear. They provide team clothes, jerseys, tracksuits. I want BLPA team tracksuits. I think that would be awesome. But Hockey Wolf will provide them. They're just a group of beer leaguers that wanted to make the game more affordable. So they started Hockey Wolf, and now they have one in Montana. They have one in Seattle, but they do ship nationwide. If you're a beer leaguer and you want to support people that support other beer leaguers, you need to go to HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh.
And then Patreon. All the Patreon supporters are rad. And this weekend is an example of what we have Patreon for. We use all the money that we collect in Patreon to make the world a better place, make the show better as well. But you can go donate patreon.com/beerleagueinc. Big shout out to the hockey gods, Chris Nall and Jason Minch. They've been supporting us at the highest level since we started. We get to do so many cool things because of these guys. And the biggest thing, the big thing we're doing this weekend is the military appreciation draft experience. So we're doing one of our draft experiences here in Madison, Wisconsin, and it's only for people that have served in the military, active duty, retired. There's another term for when you're not retired, but you're no longer active. Maybe it's non-active duty. I don't know. I'm not in the military. But we're giving them a chance to come play in one of our draft experiences, and they don't have to pay a dime to do it. And that's thanks to a lot of things. I mean, obviously hockey was involved. Our company's involved in our Patreon. So everyone that is a part of our Patreon can be proud of themselves for being able to honor our troops in a way that we know how, and that's playing hockey.
Love that. Awesome. Well, let's move on. Do we have any BLPA updates that you want to share?
Yeah, shit. I mean, we got BLPA updates out the ass. Like we're always doing stuff. Just stuff. I mean, stuff going. Just come out and play in a tournament. Like let's quit beating around the bush. Quit straddling the fence or doing snake dances or whatever the fuck you're doing instead of coming and playing with us, because we have a shit ton of. I think I was looking it up just today because I was looking at the schedule, because the schedule is less of a concern for me now because now I can fly back and forth into Canada. But starting, let's just go from last weekend. We have 1, we have 2, 3, 4. There's 3 out of 4. There's 4 out of 5. There's 5 out of 7. I think it's 10 tournaments out of the next 14 weeks. So we got a lot of tournaments coming up to you. We're in Seattle in July, and then we're in Denver the very next weekend. BLPA Fest in Austin at the end of July, and then August is Oklahoma City, Chicago, Eagle River, Wisconsin. And then September, we're coming in hot every fucking weekend, going DC, going Nashville, going Cincy, going Charleston. So we're ready to rock and roll. And we're not done. We got more stuff coming up. A BLPA Bash we just added in Vegas. Another draft experience in Vegas. So we got you covered. Come fucking play with us is what I'm saying. Quit messing around. If you're listening, If you're listening right now, if you're listening on the Casbah, the Khalif don't like it, but come play some fucking hockey with us. We got hockey for you. Let's go.
Yeah, come to the draft tournament with me in Eagle River. I'll buy you a beer.
Hey, let's talk about Eagle River. If you're going to Eagle River, book your goddamn hotel now. I went last night to check it out. That barn is magical. I got goosebumps going into it.
How's the area? It looks beautiful.
I mean, it's a lake. It's a lake. I grew up, not grow up, but high school wise, my parents bought a lake house, so I spent a lot of time on the lake, and so it reminds me of when I was a youngster on the lake doing things, sea-doos, tubing, all that stuff. But they got a beautiful facility. It's old as shit, and there's a story behind it that there used to be a casino out back. And the dude that, and I'm not going to say the casino was legal, but I'm not going to say it's illegal because I don't know, but I know it wasn't legal. But there was a casino out back ran by, I'm going to have to assume the mob was up there. And then the dude got into hockey. So he built this facility that originally had some boxing matches and stuff like that. But they said, I'll put hockey in here. So then it became a hockey rink. So people come out, watch some hockey, and then they'd go out back and give away some of their clams. But it's a beautiful place. Everyone should come. But book your hotel now. You don't want to get in a situation like me. I drove up there yesterday. I was planning on staying a couple days to check out more things. But last night I got the hotel. The only thing that was available was the Days Inn. Best Western, but they wanted like $500 a night for it, and I'm not paying $500 for a Best Western. So I went to Days Inn
for a Best Western.
Yeah. I know. They have snowmobile races up there too. I mean, not now, but in the winter. But then I went to the Days Inn and I couldn't get one web page to open. So I got so pissed off at 9:30 at night. I was like, fuck it. I'm driving back to Madison right now. And so I stormed out of the hotel, went to the lobby, got a refund, and just right back to Matt. 3.5 hour drive. But it is an awesome area. I can't wait. We actually, as I was there, we talked about doing a team tournament there as well. Maybe not in this fall, but next fall. So definitely opportunity to go up there and play and kind of take over the area for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Dan, are you going to Eagle River?
That is the plan. Yes, when Nick said he booked it, and like I immediately looked at the area. Like I love that type of area. Like not like you said, the barn looks beautiful, but the lake, like I'm all about it.
Yeah, that's where like the big pond hockey tournament is every winter, and it's a big party. So I'm hoping that we can match that energy.
You know what I want to find?
We'll surpass it.
Have you guys seen the movie Heavyweights?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. You know when they're at the lake and they have that that big ass blow up thing and the little
Oh, the blob.
The blob.
Yeah, and you jump on the blob and it shoots you. I want to find one of those and see how far we can shoot each other.
Ooh,
That.
They have to have
Gonna
one.
get-
I'm into it.
Yeah,
Let's
me too.
do it.
That worries
BL
me.
The BLPA blob.
Get the logo smack dab in the middle.
If anyone wants to sponsor it, we'll put your logo on it. We'll take a lot of content of us shooting BLP folks into the air. You just buy it for us.
Most flips in one pop.
You buy it for us, we'll do that.
Hey, I'm not gonna do any flip. I'm just gonna go straight up, straight down. That's basically
belly.
I don't
You
wanna
gonna belly
Try
flop
not
it?
to
You gonna
die.
flop it?
No, probably cannonball. I'm gonna roll up tight in a ball. I don't want to hurt myself. The belly flop, I'd probably throw out my back or something. So
Yeah, I gotta cross those arms so you don't dislocate your shoulder and all that fun
oh,
stuff.
I got it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
already
Love getting
dealing,
old.
already dealing with my finger injury, so I just need to.
That
heal up.
looked bad, bud.
Yeah, I have a finger injury now too. We met.
I had one the
Oh,
same day,
Finger.
but it wasn't nearly as bad as Nick when he sent the picture. So I was like, well, we're just not going to talk about it.
Yeah, nobody cares about the small.
Like I put
injury.
like a drill bit into my finger when I was building a
Ooh.
fence, and then Nick sends a picture of him almost cutting his finger off. I'm like, that's so much worse.
Yeah, tell us about your finger, Nick.
Nah, I was saving kids from fires, and hockey, and that kind of stuff.
I believe
Just a hero type stuff, and
For sure.
it could have been worse, but I just had to get 5 stitches in my hand, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So
That's fair. That's the only story anybody needs, really.
exactly.
Mine was less fun. I
Think of the craziest thing that could ever happen. That's what I was doing.
That's
So,
definitely what happened.
definitely 100%.
I just blocked a shot last night with my pinky finger, and
Yeah, you should not do that.
yeah,
You should not.
for all you beer leaguers out there, don't do that. Use the padded part of your glove if you're gonna block a shot. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I mean, there have been moments where like I just think like, oh, I can reach out and grab this. It's never works
not a
out
good
right.
idea.
Nope,
Not a
nope.
good
And I've done
idea.
it and like like caught it and then immediately just like, well, I need to go to the bench because now I can't move my fingers.
Yeah,
And
as
everyone's
soon as
like-
it hit me, I was like,
that was
oh,
a great
shit.
catch. Why'd you do that? I don't know. It just seemed like the thing to do, and it was wrong.
Yeah. It's a reflex. It's hard.
What
It's a
you gotta do is
terrible
you gotta punch it. That's what you do. You close your
Punch
fist and you punch the puck when it's coming. I'm serious. That's what you do. So that way you don't hurt anything. You got all that patting on the back, and you're just like, bam, get out of here, puck. Not today.
Yeah, but sometimes you get it in your head that like, oh, I can catch this and control it a little bit, and then things will be
Yeah.
better. And then
I've
you
been
don't
there.
do
That's why I
that.
started punching.
Yeah. How are you actually? So you're intending on playing this weekend, yeah?
Yeah, hell yeah, I am.
How is is your finger in good enough condition to do that?
He'll be fine.
Yeah, my stitches came out
Okay.
by my own hand, and then I peeled back the skin today, and it's underneath. It's all new skin. Like we're good. So it's, a few more days of new skin growing, and I'm good. I'm good. I'll just wrap it up. I'll put some tape on it, and good to go.
Man, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that you don't split that back open.
Well, there's nothing to split now. Like there's new skin over it, so it's all
Yeah,
it's
he'll be
all
fine.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't talk me out of it, Trish.
I'm not
He'll
gonna
be
talk
fine.
you out of
Like,
it.
I
I've
just
said
like
I'm
2
keeping
weeks
my
with a
fingers
crater in
crossed.
my finger. All I guess you just throw a band-aid on it, a little bit of tape, so it doesn't open up. He's fine.
Yeah, a
He's got it.
crater is different than like a slice.
Yes, but he'll be fine.
I got a new pair of Eagle gloves coming. I gotta get those going, right? So
Oh, I saw those, the pink and black ones.
yeah.
Ooh.
They look pretty slick.
Instead of
Big
investing
shout out
money,
from Eagle Gloves too.
instead of investing money into things like stocks, I'm gonna start putting all my money in Eagle gloves, and just
I
hoping
bet.
that it appreciates in value.
I think they will. I think if you
Mhm.
started like putting that on like sideline swap, like you'd make a killing.
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
nice
not gonna.
custom gloves.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
I'm
gonna
not.
do that, but
Yeah, no, but like when I die, like maybe it'll bring an inheritance.
yeah, dear Cooper,
Um,
I have no money, but I leave in your possession 169 pairs of Eagle gloves in mint condition.
I mean that's 17 grand.
Semi-mint. Semi-mint.
Hey,
If
that's
you
not
do
bad.
100, if you do $100, but I mean if you do like their value of $300, you know what I'm saying? That's $51,000
Yeah.
that I'm leaving. I'm
Mhm.
leaving to Cooper, right? And like I don't want to. I want my parents to leave me stuff, but I don't want to leave stuff to my kid. I want to spend it all, and then hope that he made enough that he doesn't have to worry. He just has 51 grand in Eagle gloves.
Yeah, I mean that's one
That's the
plan.
dream.
I mean, I have been dabbling in cryptos.
Oh.
This weekend at the Madison. Listen, this weekend at the Madison thing, my dream is starting to come to fruition where we start lining the parking lot with RVs and campers because there was a team that came from Milwaukee that had like 3 campers and a big ass RV, and their RV, like this dude's RV, was fucking phenomenal. It was like 45 feet. It was bigger than my
Whoa.
first apartment inside. It had a bathroom and a half, not just a bathroom and a half. It was massive. And I just got to talking, and apparently he invested in Bitcoin a long time ago, and he paid for that, and all that, paid for his house with Bitcoin. And so it's like he's like, yeah, get in it, bro. And this isn't financial advice. I don't know anything about it. Just like those guys over at Wall Street Bets, I'm just a retard. But I do listen to people that have been successful, and that's how you become successful, is you listen to other people that have been successful. And so I've kind of started buying up a little bit of Bitcoin. The meme stocks are big, Dan. I'm in a TASA right now. I've made what did I say, Trish? $850 in the last 14 days on it.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Which ones?
A TASA, man.
Wait,
It's
which one?
it's a cancer. It's called a TASA.
Oh, I bought in on that.
Yeah, I've just
Way
been buying
way later than you did, but you were talking it up. I was like, I'm just gonna do it now. I think I'm up like $100.
No financial advice, but I'm just saying that I've just been following the meme stocks, and what else do I got to do when I'm on the road? So I just play the stocks. It's like playing the ponies, but more exciting.
I get it.
But yeah, those guys that brought that RV, they really did the weekend right. They were all like
Fighting
set up. They had a
looked
projector screen.
awesome.
It was sick.
Yeah, big shout out to the Fighting Sioux. They
Yeah.
did set up a 10-foot projector screen so we could watch the game. We couldn't watch it till it was dark, but whatever. We got a period and a half on the big screen.
Mhm.
After we got done cooking, after we ran out of food, they started cooking. And then Sunday morning, they're cooking bacon and eggs. They had this breakfast burrito with like this hash brown bacon casserole. Oh man, they did it right. Now my new favorite team in BLPA Bash history, and they're ready to go again. They're like, when's your next one? We're coming. And so I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked to have the Fighting Sioux as part of the BLPA
Mhm.
and our BLPA bashes. So
Yeah, they were a good group. They were a good bunch of guys.
That's
Nice.
fantastic.
Hmm. Yeah, it would. The only thing that could have made the weekend better is that one ref getting off his phone during the games
Wait, what?
hey, yeah, there was
and not making fun
What?
of me. That would have been great.
there was some
this
young punk kid.
infant ref who was reffing all weekend who was horrendous. Like, I complain about refs, but they have nothing to complain about now. This guy was worst of the worst. He got off the ice multiple times a game. We can only assume to go hit his vape because he was high as hell all weekend.
Come on.
He's on his phone on the ice. He was absolutely Snapchatting us while we were playing. Like, it was absolute nonsense.
Trish complained about a call, and he said, I was better at hockey than you when I was 12.
No, okay. No, well, he did say that, and I said, probably, I'm not very good. I don't know what you're getting at here. But I didn't even complain about a call. I
Wow.
just, like, made a joke, and he was not having it. And then he goes, yeah, he says that stupid thing about being better at hockey than when he was 12. But he said right before that, he goes, this is beer league. I was like,
Yes.
you know who you are.
Congratulations.
He literally like he made a shitty call, and I had it on camera, and me and the other team were live. We weren't pissed off. Like, look, they're like, oh, he called holding, but it was actually the other guy actually took the guy's stick, and we have a whole photo thing of it. And he came over, was like, what are you laughing about? And we just told him, and we weren't razzing him. He goes, I didn't call a penalty there. And I'm like, bro, like, you literally just called a holding penalty. He's like, nah, that wasn't me. And we were like, yeah, it was. And then literally like 2 minutes later, he was at a face-off, and someone, I guess the way they were trying to win the face-off, nailed this kid in the dong and sent him to the ground. Like, he was off the ice for 20 minutes. Oh,
it was sweet karma coming back to him.
And you know, it was great. Like, it was our smallest tournament yet, team tournament, but it was probably the best parking lot. And like, everyone just had a good time. Like, even the ref was shitty, but it was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, it just adds to the ambiance of being, a shit show. And, but it was funny when he told Trish he was better than her when he was 12.
Yeah, which was like a year ago because he's 13. So
Yep.
he was very young. But can't wait to follow his NHL career because clearly that's where he's headed.
Hey, he's on the way, apparently. That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Definitely. All right. So we have something on our list today that I have no idea about and I'm very curious to hear about. Nick's prom date story.
Ooh.
I don't even know where this came from and why this is a topic. I don't know why. I mean, I have a story for sure, but I don't know how it relates other than like, I'm sure every single one of us had a friend that had a hot mom when they were growing up, right?
God.
Yeah,
well, maybe for
that
Trish
is
it would be
possible.
hot dad. Did Trish, did you have a friend that like had a hot dad?
I actually don't think I did.
Oh,
Well, we did.
You're
We had
so
a-
full of it.
No, I
we-
wouldn't
we
lie
had-
about that. I don't care, but I don't
we
think I
had a
can't
hot
think of
mom
one.
for sure. We had a hot mom, and everyone was always trying to go over to old Cody's house. Hey guys, this is Nick. This is some real buzzkill shit. I understand that, but for some reason, whatever software we're using to record on Discord, something named Craig or some bullshit like that, just randomly cuts out whenever it wants to, like especially when I'm starting to set up a story. So basically what you missed here in this little part when it cut out is the fact that I went over to my friend Cody's house. Obviously his mom was there, Tammy. She is extremely attractive lady, very classy. You know, she came in a bathing suit and I asked her to prom. I said, Tammy, I'm trying to set up my senior prom here. I know it's a little early, but will you go to prom with me? We all laughed. We thought it was hilarious. And then we went about our day. Now back to the regular recording. Fuck Craig is all I have to say. Because he came in later that night. We were playing video games. He shut off all the lights and we're like, what the hell's going on? And he proceeded to beat the hell out of me. And listen, I get it. You can't do that kind of stuff now, but you could back when I was a youngster in Oklahoma, and it wasn't pleasant. And he just, he wasn't happy that I asked Cody's mom to prom. And then I get up and I just said, well, that wasn't really fair, Buzz. Like you cheap shotted me. You turn off the lights and jump me. Like, what the fuck, Buzz? And he's like, okay, you want to go right now with the lights on? And I said, no, you already beat the hell out of me. And he goes, well, you got the answer to your prom question then. Tammy doesn't go to prom with no pussies. And then he walked out of the garage laughing. So,
Oh my God.
I mean, hey, I took my shot. Shooter's going to shoot, right? Didn't work out. I took my lumps and now I have a story. And hey, listen, Buzz was not a malicious guy. Buzz was a great guy. I love Buzz. I love Tammy. But when you're young and dumb and you're fueled by hormones, you do stupid stuff. And, Buzz made me answer the bell. I guess he didn't make me answer the bell. He brought the bell to me and rung it on my head.
He just hit the bell and hit you in the face with it.
Yeah. And so I don't even remember where that conversation come with, but I'm sure that everyone has a hot mom story they can relate. Maybe they didn't have a Buzz. Maybe they didn't get the shit beat out of them, but I know that every single person in their friend group had the hot mom that everyone wanted to hang out with.
Yep.
I mean, we've had another one. We had a guy
Cannot
named John. We had a guy named John, and his family had 10 kids. And so part of the thing is his mom trained beauty pageant girls, and as a repayment, they helped around the house with 10 kids. And so we always wanted to go over there too because we literally had Miss Oklahoma over there, and now the Miss Oklahoma that we drilled over is like an NFL football agent. So that's kind of cool. But
That's neat.
I mean, yeah. Maybe we should get her on
Wow.
and tell some agent stories.
There you go.
I'll ask her if
Yeah,
she wants
that'd
to
be
come
fun. That'd be cool.
on. She'll probably think I'm still hitting on her. Whatever. Probably.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. That is
Love it.
absolutely left field of what I thought that was going to be. I didn't think we were going to talk about you getting beat up again. How many times have you been beat up, Nick?
Hey,
I
I
mean-
support this one because, like he said, he shot his shot. Could you just picture Nick, pubescent, hanging out in the pool, pitching wood, and hey, Tammy,
I can't picture
what's
that.
up?
Hey, I'll tell you, I don't know how many times I've been beat up, but I'm going to have to say that I've beat up more people than I've been beat up in my life.
Well, let's give Buzz a call. Let's even that number out.
There you go.
I stay away from the people that can beat me up. That's why I've won more than I've lost. I run my mouth, but I'm not stupid about it. I learn from my mistakes.
Gotcha. Wow.
I never asked Tammy out again. That's for sure.
I would
That's
hope
too
not.
bad.
That'd be a very ballsy move.
Like,
Maybe
I
we
like. I
could
wonder if I
now,
could take Buzz. I probably still couldn't take Buzz. Buzz is probably still stronger than me.
Jeez,
should
well,
call
now he's
him
got
up.
that old man strength.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not
Mhm.
calling him up because, like I said, I learned from my mistakes. I'm staying away
Yeah.
from Buzz.
Auto blue. Hey, Buzz. This is Nick. I'm gonna fuck you up. Tammy's mine. He's just with a walker in the house, like, let's go, bitch.
Yeah, that wouldn't go over well. Good thing I live in Canada. Hopefully, he doesn't listen to my podcast.
Oh, he
I mean,
listens.
hopefully he does. We want everyone to listen, but
I'm
Buzz,
gonna
you better
find
give me
him.
a
I'm gonna make
$5
sure he
rate.
listens.
I'd love if he called in and just gave us his side of the story.
Oh,
I
yeah.
This punk ass kid asking his wife to prom.
Yeah, I told you his side. You know, like that story wasn't flattering to me. Like if I was going to flatter myself, I would have asked her out. She would have said yes, and I would have beat Buzz's ass. But that's not what happened.
No, it is not what happened.
I think it's a great story. I love that you even asked her out to begin with.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Thank you,
Well
thank you,
done.
thank you very much.
Well done. Congratulations and condolences
Thank you.
at the same time. All right, Dan, this also must be one of yours because it involves Waffle House. And that can only be you. So-
Nick also loves Waffle House, by the way. Maybe not quite
Okay.
to the level that I do, but no. So it's like something that was going around Twitter, going around social media, that the punishment for losing some fantasy football league was this guy had to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House. And
I
in
feel
my
like
mind,
that's not.
in what way is that a punishment? That
Yeah.
sounds awesome. Oh no, I have to sit here, and when I'm hungry, I have to eat delicious fucking food. Like that's like, come on, that doesn't seem too bad. I mean, granted, like some Waffle Houses aren't the nicest place in the world, but like I'm not going there for the ambiance. I'm going there for the waffles and the bacon. And the more that came out about it, like it turns out for every waffle that he ate, an hour was knocked off the time that he had to stay there.
Oh, that's
But the waffles aren't
easy,
that
man.
big. Like the fuck.
'Cause
Like,
I've never eaten there before.
that sounds
but
awesome. Like I know Nick likes his fantasy sports. Like, hey, let's make that a thing. I will tank every season.
just
Every
to get
season
the
for
Waffle
that.
House punishment. Yeah, I think that's kind of a Bush League punishment. Like that's not embarrassing or
Yeah.
anything.
He
It's
only
just
ate
like,
9 waffles.
that's not even that many waffles. I feel
Yeah,
like
you
I could
need
eat more
ham.
waffles than that.
The best thing at Waffle House is that country ham anyway. And I do love Waffle House. I'm just not a big I'm not a big restaurant guy. Like I don't like to go sit down at a restaurant and eat because when I'm done eating, I just want to leave and go do other
Yeah, I
things.
just want to get. I can't stand waiting for the check.
And I don't like waiting in line for things. Like I'm an instant grat type of guy. I want like if I want it, I want to go get it now and be done with it. Like
Mhm.
like with the $400 helmet. I wanted the helmet now, but they wouldn't let me have it, and that's what made me want it more. But I think that is kind of a Bush League. Like 24 hours in a Waffle House. I mean, did he get to take his cell phone and stuff in, or did he just have to sit
Yeah,
and
he
make
was
a
tweeting. He was tweeting.
Yeah,
about
I was
it.
gonna
Like,
say like you sit
like,
and watch. Like,
it sounds like
movies
he
or
could take
something.
whatever amenities he want, and like, let's be honest, like it's 2021. Like, your phone has everything on it you could really possibly need.
Yeah, I
I'm
could sleep-
sure.
I could sleep there.
Yeah, like
But
bring a
you know
pillow.
what?
You know,
But the thing
bring a
about
book.
it is-
Come on.
I do want to start a fantasy league where we have like that kind of buy-in where like
Mhm.
people meet in a certain place to do the draft once a year. And I've been talking to this guy named Adrian who has a huge fantasy hockey, like he has like 200 people in the fantasy hockey league. And we're going to team up and do some fantasy stuff, but there's definitely a focus on building like a dynasty league. Just for
It's
my
so
personal-
hard, but yeah.
It is. That's what makes it special. And if you can make it work, then it just gets even more special. But having stuff like that is obviously fun. I mean, for me, like I'm going to win it every year. So it's a huge deal. There's no one on my fantasy level in the BLPA. That's just facts. And so any punishment doesn't really affect me or will never affect me. So, we'll make it really bad for the people that it is going to affect.
I think like that the punishment needs to be way better than whatever.
Like,
this
that's
Waffle
not a
House
punishment.
garbage is.
Not
Yeah,
should
it
have
needs
to
to
go
be
to
like
Waffle
it needs to be
House.
like the Mighty Ducks Goldberg like thing where you tie him up to the net and get to
If
take
you're gonna
shots at
send
him.
if you're going to send them to the Waffle House, then you have to tweet what they have to eat every 30 minutes and they have to eat
Ooh,
it.
that's not bad.
And-
Or like make him like dress him up in something stupid, like
No.
make it
Yeah.
embarrassing. But like just
In a
add
clown
on to
suit.
it because that doesn't sound that bad. Did you say clown?
Yeah,
Yeah, clown suit.
I like that.
But
Yeah, I don't.
So we need to get a dynasty league going. If anyone's interested in dynasty league, let me know. But it would mean that you'd have to travel somewhere to do the draft live. We do something where you can have like 3 keepers a year, and we'd keep it, see if we can get one going long term. And so there would be a significant buy-in for people to be vested in this thing. That's the one thing I hate is free leagues, and then people just forget about it. And me too. I do it too. If there's nothing
I
on the
forget
line,
about all my free ones.
Mhm.
So I guess like because I was a part of a dynasty league once. It was Dynasty Auction League, but I wasn't in it from the beginning. Like I came in the middle, and the team was okay, but I didn't like the auction stuff that went on with it. It was just I didn't have fun. So after 2 years, I was like, dude, I'm out. But there was no repercussions for me to leave, and it wasn't hard to get into. Like, hey, I have an open spot. It was $50. Like, what if your first year it is a significant buy-in, and then it's less every year after?
Yeah.
Because then it's to draw you to keep you in, and then new people have to.
The buy-ins are basically to award the prizes, right? Because prizing is important too.
Yeah. So what if? All right. So what if the first buy-in is big, so you can buy. We have the BLP Bash Belt, which is awesome. That's not cheap. Like that'd be a cool prize for the champion every year, and that's obviously like not everyone's going to want to chip in for that because they want their cash prize as well. Like you said with the buy-ins, and then you can just roll on after that and have it just be cash buy-ins.
Yeah,
or cash prizes.
Yep.
Something to think about.
Yeah, something
Sounds like
about
a
for
fun
sure.
idea, though.
I mean, it's almost fantasy football season. Just saying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know, bud.
I care so much about that, so I definitely.
It's time to start caring, Trish.
I don't think it is, to be honest.
Well,
I'm not. I've
usually
never
late
been
July.
like. Yeah, no.
Once
I'm
OTAs
not.
start rolling and they start making cuts, start building those boards.
I will not be building anything. I will.
That's too bad.
I don't like paying that close attention to sports. Like I'm not a stats guy.
I mean, for me, it
like
makes
a follower like that.
It makes games because obviously I'm a Bills fan and so is Nick. It's in his blood now, but like it makes games that my team's not in more exciting.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's just not something like that part of it is not what I'll watch a game and enjoy it, and that's fine. But I'm not gonna like sit here and memorize a bunch of things. I want to turn my brain off and watch something rather than
the only
sit there and,
time
like,
it's
be
less
worried about it.
enjoyable is like there was one season I had 7 teams. I don't know. It was too much.
That's a lot. That's a lot to
Yeah,
deal
it's tough because like, all right, I need Denver's defense to shut this guy down, but I needed Julio to pop off, and they're playing each other. It got to be less fun the more you do.
Yeah, no, that's too much. There needs to be a balance. All right. We kind of talked a little bit about the Bash this weekend, but there was one very shocking thing that we didn't bring up that I wanted to mention because it really it put a bit of a damper on our Friday night because people got there a little later. Like I know our game on Friday night was like 10:45 and wanted to have like a few beers beforehand. And got there and realized in McFarland you cannot get beer or liquor after 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yes.
Is like the whole town a church? I don't understand.
Well, it was also super weird for first of all, Wisconsin is a beer drinking state. How are you going
sound like it.
Limit that? And then second, in Wisconsin, you can legally drink it at, what is it, like 18 as long as you're with a guardian in like a bar. So why all of this? But then I can't go to the liquor store and buy a case of beer on a Friday night.
Why the liquor? You can't just go to the gas station and get a case of beer?
No.
What?
There were no sales after 9.
I don't understand. Like, so are gas stations like only open till like 9 p.m. because like isn't a majority of their sales alcohol after that point? That's why they're open 24 hours.
They just close off. They just close off. Some of the gas stations don't even have beer. They just lock their fridge. Like Oklahoma, growing up, Oklahoma, every liquor store after 9 p.m. couldn't be open, and it wasn't ever open on Sundays.
Wow.
And we didn't have beer. We didn't have beer in we had beer in gas stations, but the beer in gas stations was like 3.2%. So,
what's the point?
Sounds so Utah.
That's not beer.
No, I'm just so.
That's
there's
crazy.
like weird liquor laws in Utah though, but that's kind of expected. Whereas like Wisconsin, that was a big surprise to me. I definitely didn't I had no idea, and I was like, oh, that's wild and disappointing.
That is just I don't understand.
I know. I just thought it was fun. So I was like, that's it was completely the opposite of what I would have thought
That
was
sounds
happening.
terrible. I like
When
why
someone
would you
told
live
me,
there?
I thought they were lying, but they had gone to like multiple stores, and that was the case at each of the stores. So it was, Anyway, Wisconsin, get your shit together. What's going on?
Wisconsin just, some of absorb Wisconsin and make them a better state because clearly they're terrible.
I don't know. I thought they were pretty great until that, and then now I'm just confused on Wisconsin altogether.
Yeah, like I thought Madison was supposed to be great, and now it just sounds like it's not.
Well, they try harder. We'll come back, Madison. Well, this weekend, make up for it. All right. One of the other things I wanted to talk about, because as we're getting into summer, the parking lot scene changes a little bit for Beer League, and I was curious what the like post game situation looks like for y'all. Like, I know some teams hang out in the locker room and drink or shoot the shit. Some folks hang out in the lot. Some people full on grill after every game. Like, I know our team is big on like hanging out in the lot for some games, and then if it's an early enough game, someone might bring a grill and we can like hang out and eat and whatever. But we're not like a locker room team, and I don't know if that's because the women on our team change in a different locker room. But also, I've never been a fan of hanging out in the locker room after as like a form of socialization, because the air in those locker rooms, it gets real thick real fast after a game, and I don't want to.
You have small locker rooms?
No, I feel like they're a decent size, but like anytime I walk into the guys' locker room after a game, it's just like a wall of nasty, and I'm not interested in like sitting in that air.
I mean, are they just not showering?
No, they'll shower. Well, there was a period of time where the showers were closed.
Yeah, where you couldn't.
But no, I think most of them do shower. But still, there's hockey funk all in the air. I don't want to sit there and like, when the parking lot is a viable option, I'd rather do that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of my teams are. I mean, I play in more teams in the winter, so maybe that's why we don't do so much parking lot. It's a lot of locker room. Like my Sunday morning is very much about the locker room after, like, someone's assigned beer. It's their early morning games, so it's usually someone's bringing food too. The Savages that I sub for a lot this winter, I know a couple listening to the show, they go hard. Like, they might not win a lot of games, but they party harder than any other team out there. Like, they'll go through a case or two, maybe more in the locker room. They'll do shots. Whoever was like the player of the game gets the Savages glasses and has to shotgun a beer for their social media.
I love that.
They're a absolutely fantastic group of guys. I love playing with them.
Are they looking
but after
for a
that, like, they
defenseman?
always go somewhere after. Like, once the beer has run out or the rink is kicking them out, it's it's like, hey, do you want to come over? I have this dope ass basement, or hey, we're going to the bar. Like, they just keep going. Like, it could be a Tuesday night, and they're just going hard.
Good for them.
Yeah, and then the team I'm on right now, like, usually the way it would go is most of the teams in this league would go down to the restaurant in the parking garage below the rink, but that got bought out by a brewery, and they're still building it, so now there's just like you can like hang out in the parking garage. But
That's not as fun.
some people do it, some people don't. It's a bit of a weird team, so people are kind of all over the place, but I don't see a lot of parking lot beers around here. It's all locker room.
It's interesting. What about you, Nick?
You know what? I haven't been playing a lot of beer league hockey because it hasn't been opened in Canada, and I've been on the road. So I mean, it really just depends. And when I was doing it in Oklahoma, we would do it every Sunday. That was our beer league day. We would just play on Sunday, and so we'd set up most days just barbecue. We'd have a net out there. We were shooting pucks, and it was awesome. So.
Yeah, I think that's
awesome.
helpful too. Like when you have a standing night, like my leagues are all over the place. Like it's not necessarily playing on the same night, but when you do, I feel like it's easier to kind of organize something like that. Like the rec league at our rink, it used to be like, so they'll have, all the games on Sunday night. So there's whatever, 4 or 5 games in a row, and everybody would just hang out for the whole night, like order food to the rink and like drink and hang out and watch all the other games, which was super fun. Doesn't necessarily happen anymore, but yeah, when there's like a standing day, you're like, I'm gonna block off most of my evening so that I can go and drink and hang out and
Go.
plan for whatever needs to happen for you the next day. All right. Well, those are all of the things I wanted to talk about today. I have no other than the ref that made fun of me. No real reference, which is nice. But wanted to move on to some of our last mailbag questions. I know we answered some, silly ones before, but Nick, I've got some that I wanted your input on. So
Okay.
excited to hear your answer. And I know you've seen these, but just wanted to bring them up and have you actually answer them. One from Dennis Haley. Where in North America have you had the best time with people off the ice?
Well, I mean, I guess what have you done for me lately? I guess Madison this past time was killer. So I mean, if you would asked it last week, it would have been a way different answer. But great time in Madison. Columbus had a pretty rad parking lot as well. But if you're talking about draft experience wise, that's a good question. All our drafts like last summer were rad because like no one was getting to play hockey, and so everyone was super stoked that we were there, right? So I guess I'm gonna have to say Boston. Not with this one, but with the other ones. And the reason I choose Boston is because just everything that went kind of around it, around the event, like there was like a Dropkick Murphy show. It was St. Patty's Day. That was probably the best time I had.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I think I have like a huge recency bias, and I love hanging out with my teams here in Crystal Lake after the game in the parking lot. Like something about just like hanging out with the guys that have really embraced me in the hockey community here is awesome, and they're always a really good time. One of the teams I play with here is just super fucking weird, and I love that, so it's always entertaining to hang out with them. Dan?
I guess like in terms of bash, like I would agree with Nick with Columbus. Like that was nuts. I mean, we just had so many teams. For Dex, I would say probably I don't know. It's like Cincy, Denver, and Charleston all stick out. Like we had a really good lot crew for Charleston and Cincy. With Denver, we had the food trucks every night, so people were just hanging out. So I'd have to go Denver, I think.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna predict that Eagle River is gonna be my favorite.
I think Eagle River is gonna top them all.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that.
Eagle River's gonna be sure.
I want to live in that lake.
All right, we're going to move on to, this is kind of related, but Joe, our Tendy Talk host, he asks, what makes for a good locker room?
Beer.
Obviously.
No hardos.
Yeah.
And people that actually show up to the games. Final answer.
Perfect. Dan, what's your top, man?
Beers for sure. I don't know, like you just want a good vibe, right? Like, people that are having fun, that are excited to play no matter what. Like, it always sucks when you get like the one guy that's just like, oh, it's Thursday and it's 10 p.m. and I don't want to be here. It's like, well, then just don't fucking be there. Like, don't bring down any part of the room if you just don't want to be here, or just shut up. I don't know, beer and a good attitude.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'm a complainer for sure some nights.
You don't say.
But I'm always, I know that by the time I get on the ice, I'm going to be ready to play and all that. And I think the people, like, because I dress at my home rink in the women's locker room, and the rest of the girls that are in there all know, like, we're going to bitch about it for a minute, but then we're going to move on and we're going to get on the ice and everything's fine. And it's not all complaining before that. It's just like, kind of want to go, kind of don't want to be here, kind of don't want to tie my skates, but it's fine. What else is going on?
Skates?
I don't ever want to tie my skates. I hate tying my skates. It's the worst
rule
part.
is, if you play, you tie your own skates.
I'm well aware.
Hang them up.
I'm well aware, but I'm going to complain about it internally at least every single time I have to do it. But I agree. I think beer, I like having a little music going. in the
Yeah.
locker room.
God, how'd you forget music? Very nice. Yeah.
That just kind of helps get you pumped up. I know the days where like we don't really have music or like I wasn't getting pumped up like on the way to the game. Those are the days where I'm more like, I don't want to play. But
Music
when
helps
I'm-
that though.
Yeah, for sure. If I'm pumping Whitney in the car on the way to the rink,
Pumping Whitney.
I'm gonna be totally fine. Yeah, I apologize to anyone that was playing with me or against me the game this weekend where I asked the scorekeeper to throw on Whitney Houston during warm-ups. He said no, but he did it, and I appreciated it, and I don't think anyone else did.
What song did he play?
All right.
What, Nick?
What song did he play?
I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Ah, nice. That's a good. That's
Yeah.
That's
a
a good one.
That's one of my go-to pump-up jams. All right, so that I think wraps up the locker room conversation. This one I thought I'm genuinely interested in this. I don't think Nick is gonna have an answer for this one, but I have a feeling Dan will. Bobby Mead asked, what's the worst piece of equipment that you own that you can't bring yourself to replace?
Oh.
I'll let you think because I have an answer off the top of my head. I have elbow pads that are probably older than I am. They're starting to fall apart and I'm really upset about it. I'm going to have to like get them resewn. But they're super flexible. There's not, I mean, it's not a ton of padding, but it's something there so I don't die if I like have a weird fall. But I have tried on newer elbow pads. I hate them. So I will not ever replace these. I will repair them as long as I can and keep them forever. And yeah, I've replaced other things that I've had that I've kind of held on to, but the elbow pads are going nowhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you got an answer?
I have a pair of elbow pads like that too. But I bought the same pair, but they're just a little different. Like they have a little extra length to them, and I don't like that. Like you can cut it off, like you can see. But even though I have them, I haven't made it a priority to. I haven't made it a priority to get them cut off, so because I just like the ones that I use.
Nice.
Gotcha.
I don't like. I'm so picky about my gloves. And what sucks is tonight, like I use a different pair for roller and for ice because the ones I have for roller have a longer cuff, which I like because I don't wear elbow pads for roller. So they give me just a little bit of protection on my wrists, and these ones have served me really well for the last 3 or 4 years. And right on my index finger today, I noticed a hole, and I'm just crushed.
Oh no!
Because I don't want to get rid of them because I do love them. But to your elbow pads, like I have a pair of MX3s, and they have the sleeve on the inside, which I really like. Like I love it. But I can't. I'm always on the search for a new pair that have the sleeve because mine's just wearing out. Like it's too stretched out now. Like all the elastic on mine are just they're stretched to shit. And I know STX used to make a pair. I want to say Warrior has a pair, but I want to try them on, and I like the sleeve that I have now, and I don't want to spend the money on a pair that I'm not gonna like. Same thing with gloves. Like I have a code for half off of protective gear for Bauer right now, and they're all out of my Supreme gloves that I like, but I can get the new Vapors. But I don't know if I'm gonna like them, so I don't want to fucking buy them.
I mean, that's the trouble with all hockey equipment, right? Like upgrading your gear and stuff.
Yeah, and obviously, I just got new skates, and they're still mixed fit. I'm still don't know about those.
Tough change.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of transition with some gear right now, and I don't know what to do.
So if you see Dan skating and he sucks, that's not his fault. It's his gear's fault. He's in transition, and
yes, that's totally it. It's not my inability to play. It's my equipment.
Yes, definitely. It's always the gear. Always blame the gear.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for mailbag. We have just a smidgen of time left. Would you guys rather do a would you rather or a fight liney cut?
Would you rather? Would you rather? Would you rather?
Oh my God!
Dick
I'm
hands,
not answering because it's not going to matter.
Hands.
If you ask about dick hands again, I don't know what to do.
I'm not going to. Okay. Would you rather have taste buds on your fingertips or smell with your taint?
Taste buds, fingertips.
Why?
Whose taint smells good? All day, you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You're gonna be sniffing
like that.
ass all day. That sounds terrible.
Unless you like ass, Dan.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
fair.
kink shame anybody.
All right. Hey, you're into what
What
you're
if
into,
it-
dick hands.
What if it's a clean ass? Like, what if you know?
Yeah. You can keep your stuff clean down there.
Oh, I keep mine quite clean.
But I like when you're like playing hockey and it's just all sweaty in there. Like you're gonna have to smell that. Even
like
if it's
during the
just
game?
1 hour at a time, yeah, because you can't keep it sweat free during the game. Even if you sat on the bench and did nothing, your taint's still sweaty because you're in all that gear.
Yeah. Think about all the things that you touch, though, that you would then have to taste.
Well, I think you would be more
Hmm.
more
Can
aware
I
of what you're
cut-
touching. You can wear gloves, right?
Can I cut the taste buds off of my fingers with scissors like I did with my finger already?
Well,
you
I think
mean
you
in
answered your
the
own
the,
question on
the
that.
hero saving
Yeah,
children
well,
accident? That
Yeah,
you were in?
heroic. Hey, you know what sucks about sitting in an RV outside of a rink? Like I keep seeing people walking in with like hockey gear, and I'm like, man, I wish I could go play some hockey.
Is
Just
there
go
no pickup?
ask them to sub.
Well, I don't know. I got 2 more days of finger healing before I just to be safe.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true.
Um,
That's true.
hey, you know what's crazy? And Trish, wait, answer your would you rather first.
I would probably rather have taste buds on my fingertips, but I think I would wear gloves a lot. Because
Yeah, I
don't
think
wanna-
gloves would be crucial.
Well,
But I would
yeah.
imagine that you can't in this scenario. You just can't wear gloves all the time. But even then, you'd be
Yeah,
tasting
'cause-
those, and like that's kind of gross.
Who says?
Well, what if your gloves are good? Well, we make the rules, Dan. So who says is us?
That's
Yeah,
true.
we say. But like, no matter what gloves
We-
you're wearing, you're gonna taste those all day long.
Exactly. So okay, cool. One thing we didn't talk about today, and I'm kind of bummed we didn't. No one's gonna comment on on the Letterkenny theme in Oklahoma City.
We know I'm not a huge Letterkenny fan, but I do think
neither.
that looks fantastic.
Yeah, the first jersey looks awesome, and I think it'll be
Yeah,
really
well,
fun. I know there's
okay,
gonna be
well-
a ton of people pumped about it.
Oh my god!
here's the
like,
deal.
if that doesn't sell out, people don't like Letterkenny as much as they say they do.
Yeah, everyone says they love it, and
Yeah,
I don't
don't
get
be
it.
a
I'm
poser.
just
Sign
saying.
up.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a huge Letterkenny fan either. Like you guys know my thoughts on it.
Mhm.
But I'm a commission of the people. So I'm trying to say, hey, people, I don't necessarily like it, but I know you do. So let me give you what you want. Here's eat your cake. You
That's
know,
true.
and so yeah, so I was just surprised no one said anything about it. But we do have the Letterkenny theme, so that's pretty cool. And then I'm working on, obviously Iceland sold out, and I'm working on like a parka and a crazy warm hat to wear for Iceland that will be BLPA branded. So
Oh, nice.
I'm into it.
so
Nice. All right. Well, I
So, yeah.
guess that brings us to the end of the episode.
all right, everyone done? Everyone done? What's going on? Can I say it? Are you guys gonna interrupt me?
Might.
I don't know. Be good or be good at it.
He didn't finish saying it.
He cut off a little too
Son of a
early.
bitch.
Wow. Well, maybe you know what? Here, I'll do the full thing since
Don't
he's
steal
gonna
his
cut
thunder.
himself off.
He didn't
No,
get
I'm
to say
stealing
it
his
last
thunder.
week.
Guess what? He can cut it. He can cut this off if he wants to.
I'm
But
not gonna. Be good or be good at it.